The following program is for adult audiences only.
This is
Eric and Gord. What if we're right?
Live right now.
Are you ready?
Find and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram.
But I have to. Hi. Happy Wednesday. It's always Wednesday. I don't know why I can't get that right. It's August the 4th, 2021. I'm Eric, talking at you once again from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where I just got to ask if anybody knows who the fuck is ICBC?
A heartless conglomerate that has absolutely full power.
They're a government agency who doesn't answer to the government. We don't vote for them. And they're not accountable to anyone.
Nope.
And now, in my humble opinion, if you're in charge of everything, then you should have to be present all the time.
Absolutely.
No long weekends.
No.
Anyway, that's enough of that. How you doing, Gordon?
Sore and tired as per usual. Other than that, doing well.
Word up. I'm not seeing us on the Facebook here.
I just got the message.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as somebody did. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks for telling your friends. We are live on Facebook at the moment, I think. I don't know. I can't tell.
Yes, we are.
But I want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for telling your friends. When you're done listening to us, go listen to the Slacker cast. It's kind of the same thing, only skinnier and funnier.
I mean, two low bars right there.
Yeah, right. What did I want to talk about off the top of my head? I had something. Masks. Masks are back. Yay. Now, the provincial government has laid out a law in BC where masks must be worn only in Kelowna.
What the fuck?
This apparently went down on the 29th of July while I was in Vancouver, so I knew nothing about it. I came back and nobody told me. I'm just walking around, and then I went into a liquor store yesterday, and they're all like, "Do you have a mask?" And I'm like, "No, what? What is this? 2 weeks ago?" Like, you can't have a mask. It's like, that's a liquor store thing? What the hell? And no, they said, no, it's a provincial thing. And I'm like, no, it's not. I've been all over the province today. And it's like just a Kelowna thing.
Good God.
Which is good because we have had 3 confirmed COVID-related deaths. So everyone should be terrified of the 3 in 2 years. I'm so sick of this fucking shit. I know you don't have it much better there, so I won't waste the whole hour bitching about that.
Yeah, it's I mean, come on. There's just come on. Stop it.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. As I said, I spent this weekend here in lovely Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
I've been there.
It's my favorite city in the world, and it didn't let me down this time. It was a lot of fun, but I'll briefly sum up this because I have to talk about it for a minute. I decided not to insure my vehicle because I couldn't afford it and drive to Vancouver without insurance. Now, somebody may or may not have put a false plate on my car. I can neither confirm or deny that I knew anything about that. I managed to make it about a half a day before I parked across the street from the police station and subsequently got towed about a half hour later. I initially thought my car had got stolen, but it didn't. It just got towed by the police. So I went up and I talked to the police and I'm like, "Hey, I think my car is gone." And he's like, "What's your car?" And I'm like, "Honda Accord." And he's like, "Oh, that one." Yeah. Someone will be right down and talk to you about that one.
Fuck.
And I was like, all right. And here's my life lesson for you guys. Car's towed, car's gone. I'm not getting car. I'm an uninsured driver with no license with a stolen plate on his car. Now, there's insurance fraud. There's all kinds of broken laws here. So these two cops come up to me. The woman's a 10, of course. It's VPD. She's gorgeous.
Makes sense.
Guy walks up to me, gets right in my face, goes, "Do you have a driver's license?" I got right back in his face and I said, "No." And he said, "Was there insurance on your vehicle?" I said, "No, there is not." He said, "Well, you can't drive without insurance." All right. Again with the wording.
I am able to.
I said, no, I can't. I did. And he's like, "Well, how did you drive here without insurance?" So, well, I turned the key, I put it in gear. He pushed on the accelerator there, sent a bunch of gas through the carburetor, and the whole thing just sort of took off.
It's so weird. So hang on. I just need to get this straight. So when you get in your car, it doesn't ask to see your insurance when you start it up?
It does not. It's never once asked me for my license.
That's so weird because mine's never done that either. That's so weird. But yet, you cannot drive.
I was very respectful. I did make that joke, and he didn't like it. And I said, "Look," I told him the story. I said, "Look, I got to see my kid. I get 2 hours with her, and I haven't seen her since Christmas, and she's worth it. So, I know I'm facing some consequences, but she's absolutely worth it." And he took my BCID. He looked at it. He handed it back. He said, "Your ICBC's problem now. So you're not getting that car back." And he said, "We have footage of that plate being stolen. So you might have some answers in Kelowna." And I was like, no, I won't. I had nothing to do with that plate being stolen." He's like, "We have it on video." I was like, "Good. Then I'll show you I didn't do it."
Yeah.
But I cannot say enough about the VPD because I should be in jail. And he was super cool about it and just understood. I was kind of tearing up a bit because I'd already late for my visit, and he was very, very chill. So thank you, VPD. The car is, well, this story goes on, but my new car is insured. So don't worry about that, VPD. We're good. I went to get it towed, or it got towed. I went to get it out of tow, and it hadn't been properly registered in Kelowna. So I got to run around trying to find an insurance place on a holiday weekend.
Yeah, that's easy.
Go and get it registered, go down, and I can't insure it because I've got a SkyTrain fine from 2015 for riding the train without a ticket, with interest is now $519.
How much was the ticket when you first got it?
100 and something.
100 something bucks.
I don't know, 127, I think they are, but they're not insuring it. I'm like, there's got to be someone, like, what if I came up with half? Would they let me go with if I paid half? Would that be cool? And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be totally cool." I'm like, "Great. Who do I talk to?" He's like, "They're closed till Tuesday." Like, you
motherfuckers.
So I run around. I borrow. Thank God I have great friends. I finally managed to borrow $700.
Wow.
Because the total all in with insurance and taxes and everything was just shy of $900.
Yep.
So I borrowed $7, get it already, go to the tow yard, money in hand. Here you go. I got my insurance. I got my dad. I got my money. They go, "Yeah, you need a driver's license to get out of here." I was like, "You fucking cunt. You're letting me out. I will drag it by my teeth. I'm taking my car." I said, "Here's my here's my insurance. Here's my registration. Here's your money. I'm taking my car." I'm like, "You could tow it to the gate or I can push it to the gate. I don't care. I'm taking my car." And she said, "Well, talk to the security guard. It's his problem." So I went out. Very cool Indian fellow. Rajesh. I don't remember. I'm not even going to pretend. He just kind of turned a blind eye. He said, "Oh, maybe you drove away while I was on coffee." I don't know. Maybe I did. So I got out. That's all good. Everything's great. Have a good night. I'm driving home. A little bit tired because I haven't slept. A little upset about the weekend because I didn't get to see my daughter. I didn't get the date I was supposed to go on. Nothing that was supposed to happen happened. So I'm mad. I'm driving a little too fast. I make the turn onto the off ramp that goes to Merritt, and I take the turn too fast. I skid out, slide into the wall, and blow my tire.
Oh, fuck.
So I waited for someone to help. No one's helping. Called a tow truck. They're like, "Yeah, that'll be $60. I'm like, "I have 8. Will you do it for 8? They're like, "No, it's 60. I was like, "How about 8? Nope. Okay.
7? Will you take 7 and $1 tip?
So I changed my own tire. which was fine. I put my spare on. I go into Merritt. I go to get gas. My fucking debit card won't work in 2 different gas stations.
Ugh.
I'm sitting in Merritt on less than a quarter tank. There's no way. It's 2 hours to Kelowna. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I just put my hand in my head in my hands, and I was sitting there shaking. And this good Samaritan came up and said, "Can I buy you $10 worth of gas?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Of course you can." Well, at first I said like, "No." He's like, "Come on." I was like, "All right." So Luke, thank you again. You're an awesome dude, and your girlfriend's hot. She did not look impressed with the whole situation, but he got me enough gas to get to Kelowna. So I got my spare tire on. I'm headed to Kelowna. Everything's fine. I get a half an hour from my house and I blow the fucking spare across the street from Big O Tires. Not helpful in any way. They want very much money, but I didn't know you can't go fast on those spares. They melt.
Yeah, they melt. They melt real fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I'm on my second fucking flat tire, same tire. I'm sitting on the side of the road. I'm just like, fuck it. I took a picture of the car. I put it on Facebook. $700. If you come help me change this tire, I'll knock $100 off the price. And finally somebody showed up. So I gave him the car. I said, fuck it, take it. I don't want to see it anymore. And I made him drive me home. That was part of the deal. I'll knock $100 off, but you got to drive me home. So,
yeah.
Long story short, it's about the hotel that I stayed at was $85 on Thursday night, $189 on Friday night.
Wow.
Long weekend, BC day. Fuck you, fucker. So I couldn't sleep in the car because it was in the tow yard. It was a fun weekend in my favorite city in the world. And here's the question I have. I know it doesn't pertain, and I don't want to go on too long about this. It's already been 10 minutes, but who the fuck is ICBC? Where did they come? They just control everything. You know why? Because they fucking said so. They're a government agency that doesn't answer to the government. We don't elect them. They do whatever the fuck they want. And no one has any control over them. Everywhere I went, oh, that was ICBC. ICBC does this. I went to the insurance place. Oh, we're not that. We're ICBC. What the fuck? This is how our government is. These agencies come in and just push them around and go, we're in charge now. And the government goes, okay. And nobody knows who they're accountable to. And yet they're never around when you need them. They're a 9 to 4, Monday to Friday thing. If you're in charge of everything all the time, then you need to be present all the time.
24/7. Absolutely.
That's my opinion anyway. I don't know who that was just calling me as a Vancouver number. Maybe it's ICBC calling to complain. You shut up. We saw you on Facebook.
Stop talking about us.
So the long and short of it, and this is the part where I can include you guys, really at the end of the day, what went wrong? Was it the cops? Was it ICBC? Was it the tow people? Buster's towing in Vancouver? No. The problem was this guy decided to drive with a stolen plate. I didn't steal a plate, but stolen plate and park across the street from the police station. That is what went wrong. I was stupid and I did a stupid thing and I knew it was stupid when I was doing it. And then I did it. And sure enough, it was stupid.
You always think, people always say, if you're going to do something when it comes involving the cops, like if you park the car in their parking lot, there's a chance they're just not even going to see it. Well, it's their home base. They'll just assume, it's somebody else's.
In Kelowna, valid assumption, but Vancouver cops know what's up. They know what they're doing. They're good at their jobs. And I guess the plate had been reported stolen. So they saw the plate. There was like an APB on the plate. I didn't steal a plate. Anyway, that's it. That was my Vancouver adventure. Tons of fun. Fuck you, ICBC. And fuck me for being a moron. And it's the worst fucking feeling when you can't blame someone. There's no one to blame but you. And you just got to eat that and go, yep, I fucked up.
Yep.
My weekend could have been exponentially better had I not fucked up. And don't get SkyTrain fines, because there's a thing. It will always cost more do shit right. I tell you people all the time, it's just as easy. It's just as difficult to do something wrong as it is to do it right. So you might as well just do it right. But I don't, that advice never applies to me.
And now it's catching up.
Every time. Every time. What could have been a $127 fine 10 years ago was a $500 fine yesterday. So that's stupid.
You know, I once had a book from the library that was I had checked it out. I had it for like I think it was like 14 or 15 years. I had the book for, and I showed up one day and I didn't have a library card at this time anymore, and so I'm like, I need to get an account. Of course, give my ID. They put my name on. They said, "Oh, you have a book." I'm like, ironically enough, I have it because I had come across it. I'm like, fuck, I should return this thing. So I said, I actually have it. And I said, so I have it with me. So I'm returning it right now. And they said, oh, well, since you're returning on your own accord, don't worry about the fines. And they just wiped the fine. I'm like, well, how much was the fine? She goes, oh, it was 10 cents. Really? Like, it's been 15 years. There's not an interest on that one. Like, I've had the book. I thought the original policy was supposed to be they charge you up to the value of the book.
Right.
And then once it hits the value of the book, then they stop charging. They said, well, yes, that's great and all, but when you have a book that is like 35 years old when you got it, it's been paid for. So you're good to go. I'm like, thank you.
That's the other bullshit thing about this buying cars business. When you buy a car, you pay tax on it.
Yeah.
When you go to sell that car, that new guy has to pay tax on it.
That's right.
You already paid the tax on it.
Yep.
Why would you pay on a private sale? Why would you have to pay tax again?
Because the government wants money.
Fuck the sheriff of Nottingham.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start robbing people like Robin Hood, because this is bullshit. This is old feudal crap. You're gonna pay tax every time we sell. How many times do you get to collect tax on this thing?
Constantly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. You can if you buy a car, pay the taxes on it, and then sell it, and the person who has it just immediately flips it and sells it, and then the person who bought it sells it, and then sells it and sells it. Every single one of those people have all paid taxes on it.
And this guy, of course, put $900 as the price on the transfer paper. So I'm trying to convince the guy. I'm like, that's his $9. It's $9. He put the decimal in the wrong spot. No. And then I had to fill it out at the bottom. He's like, well, he forgot to write it on the second part. I'm like, that's because he wrote it wrong. It's supposed to say $100. That's a weird one.
Thought you said 9. Shut up.
It's nothing. Not going for it. So ended up paying a tremendous amount. Don't fill out the price. Talk about it before you write it down. Be a pal. Don't charge this guy fucking 100 and whatever. It's 12% BC. So 12% to $900 is just over $100. He could have put any price on there. He still gets his money. I just don't have to pay that much in fucking tax.
Yep.
That's what I did to the guy yesterday when I sold it. I put $100. They said, why is it so cheap? I said, it's a piece of shit.
Needs a new tire.
Guy helped me change the tire, so I give him a deal. I just sent you a picture. I came home in a new one, so it all worked out. Nice. One made this century, this century. It's a 21st century car finally.
Ooh.
Hopefully it holds up a little better than the others. I still owe money on it, but
yeah,
I will sell a kidney. Anybody needs a kidney, Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com. I have 2 pretty decent ones. I'm more than happy to sell you one for cheap.
Like China rates cheap.
Medium.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. A couple thousand, nothing, no big deal. I want to go see Gord before I die and pay off some debts. So yeah, like 10,000, we're good. I don't know what a kidney goes for.
I don't know. It's a good question. I'm actually going to find that out because I actually want to know now.
Anybody who knows what a kidney goes for, Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina at gmail.com. I am very much curious, and I have not been on the dark web to look for kidneys. I'm sure they're there. Did I say the Slackercast? Hey guys, listen to Slackercast. It's funny. Greg and his buddies talk about movies and stuff like me and Gord, but
holy
skinny.
Shit.
What's that?
Wow. Don't how you said 10 grand? Yeah, no. Go down to the States. So in the US, you can legally sell your heart, liver, or kidneys in the
Wow,
US.
cool.
A heart, which is the most, is worth $1 million.
Well, that makes sense.
A liver is worth about $557,000,
Again, it's pretty important, so that's cool.
and the kidney is worth $262,000 each.
$262,000 each. Well, there you go. You can have one of mine for half that.
That's insane.
150,000. You can have one of mine. You can't have them both.
Well, hang on. If you're willing to do a good deal.
Yeah, but you can't be strapped to a dialysis machine for your whole life.
No, I guess that's true.
I think you need one at least to survive. I don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty sure you can't live without one.
I would assume. Just so you know, in theory, if you could harvest every organ and chemical in your body, it would be worth $45 million.
Really?
Yeah. But in reality, medical transcription estimates the average price of a human dead body is more likely to fetch around $550,000.
550,000. I will give you any one of my double organs, like a lung or a kidney or whatever. What else? Whatever I have two of, you can have one for much less than that.
And just so you know, the US, they need 100,000 kidneys.
Well, I've got one. Then you'll need just a little bit less than that. I mean, no, I'm deadly serious. I don't need them both. I'm not going to last long enough to really get a life's worth out of them. Someone should.
Fuck it. Human skin is worth $10 an inch.
Really?
The stomach is worth $500. And eyeballs are worth $1,500 each.
That is absolute madness.
It's okay, so this is pretty ironic considering I literally just got more fuel for a fire for an argument with a child. So I was having this discussion with my stepson, and he made the comment about the fact of somebody putting a value on a human life or on a child's life about how much a kid is worth. I'm like, well, of course it has a value. And he just looked at me like stunned that I would say this. I'm like, to my boss, I'm worth $17.80 an hour.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worth to him. So now I can actually try and say, just so you know, the human body, if you were to sell everything that you could and harvest, you 100% fully harvest, you get about $45 million for you. But it's more likely going to cost you about, or be worth about $550,000.
550,000, which is, it depends, because like how much is your life worth? Well, if you're like an F-16 fighter pilot, that's worth slightly more than me, I would think,
I don't know. They got drones that can do that shit now, so not really.
That's true. But there's just, I would say some people are worth more than others in that sense.
So here's a question. Who's worth more, the fighter pilot or the drone fucking controller guy? I'd have to say the drone controller.
As it stands now, the fighter pilot is worth more than the plane. That's why they have ejection seats. Because the pilot is thought to be more valuable than the plane. So, and those are about $1 million. So a fighter pilot's worth more than $1 million, apparently.
Shit, I can get that value just from my heart.
But I'm just trying to get rid of one of these little cuties right here up here in the corner. Look at those little guys. Who doesn't want one of those?
They look like beans.
They do. Look, I'll show you what I got here. You'll like this. This is everybody. Just put in a bid and you can have one of these little guys right here.
You know what? They truly are yours because they don't look very happy.
Exactly. It's because they don't like each other and one of them wants to be elsewhere. GwynethPaltrowsVagina@gmail.com. $550,000 the average. That's crazy to me. Why would we pay $100,000 to keep these fuckers in jail if they're only worth $500,000?
And see, now that becomes a phenomenal question. Because now the funny thing is, now on the black market, you're looking at about 10% of that value.
Right.
Because it's black market. So, I always thought black market was supposed to be more expensive.
It depends on supply and demand, really. Just like anything else. Maybe it's just cheaper because they I don't know. Supply, a lot more supply, a lot less demand. I have no idea. I don't know how that works.
You have a Malibu. I had a Malibu when I was in Ontario, when I was married.
It is a okay car. There's no tie rod ends whatsoever. Like, they are shot to fuck. So sometimes you turn the steering wheel and you just keep going straight.
Oh, that's just great fun.
Hey, that's why we have concrete barriers. If we don't use them once in a while, it's a waste of taxpayer money.
You just keep telling yourself that.
Someone has to use them, or there's no point to them. That money could be going to the homeless. So I put them to the test.
Oh, that's genius.
The brakes work really funny. They either work like way too like they either don't work at all, or they just fucking lock like a fucking pit bull's jaw. So you never know. It's always an adventure when you push the brake. You never know which one you're gonna get. Whiplash or fucking nothing.
Whiplash or a front end collision.
Yeah, it's like a slot machine. It's tons of fun.
There was I actually just missed a massive traffic accident on my way home from work yesterday. I'm gonna say just missed, but it happened I missed it by about a little over half an hour before. But yeah, apparently it happened somewhere like right where there's a main section where there's usually, if you're going to have a problem on the QEW going towards fucking Niagara Falls, there's one particular spot that tends to be the problem spot. And apparently, yeah, that's where it was. There's a fucking multiple vehicles, people trapped in the vehicle, all types of carnage and shit happened. And I'm just like, yep. And I just missed it.
Yeah. See, that's a just miss. If you drive by and you see it, that's a just miss. Yeah. If you were in New York on September 13th, you didn't miss shit. You weren't there. I don't want to hear your story. It doesn't mean anything. You weren't there. You didn't just miss it.
If you were stayed late and drove slowly, I might have witnessed it.
I almost got on a plane that day.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
The only way you can make that particular claim is if it's like, I was scheduled to go, I have my ticket, and then literally last minute something happened and I could not go.
But you had to be going to the area, or it doesn't. If you were just on a plane to the island or something, it doesn't count. That's not. You weren't part of September 11th.
No.
A lot of people claiming lately about that, and just like anything. What was the most recent? I guess. Fires. People claiming to be in fires. Guess what? Just drove to Vancouver and back. Yes, when you get up high, the smoke fucking sucks. I thought there was something wrong with my car. You could taste it. Like, the smoke is so thick in the mountains. But I didn't see flame, and I was nowhere near a fire. And I'm not going to walk around going, I was in the fires. I was in some smoke. Some thick smoke, but smoke nonetheless.
And that's going to affect the local weed growing. Now you're going to get a lot of smoked weed going on.
That's true. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't smoke the weed, so I don't know.
I can tell you firsthand, it is phenomenal, because when I worked at the dispensary out there, when I lived out there, during the one of the big forest fire that was going on at the time, one of the fields got smoked out. And they had Jack Herrera, which is a really nice sativa, growing there. And when it came in, they called it Smoky Jack, because it literally, it smelled like a fucking campfire. And when you smoked it, it was like smoking a campfire. It was really tasty. I really enjoyed it.
Very cool.
Yeah. But it didn't affect the potency, so it just made it smoky.
I didn't know that's how that would work, but I guess that makes sense.
It was just one of those things that you just don't. You can smoke your weed before you smoke your weed. So all those barbecue enthusiasts, just so you know, you don't have to stop at meat.
I love. Well, my brother smokes shit. He's a smoke guy. He like. Here you go, kids. That's what we're talking about. In case you don't know,
There it is.
my brother smokes shit, and he makes a lot of dried, like dehydrated fruit and jerky. He likes to make his jerky,
Nice.
and it has to be smoked properly. And he smokes fucking just people smoke. You got to be like that kind of. I'm not a smoker in that sense. I don't smoke things. I've never smoked something actually, like put it in a smoker and smoked it.
No.
I live it on the res. There's smoked salmon all the time.
Oh, and those smoked salmon out in BC is so fucking good too.
I've never done it. I've never had anything to do with that process. Yeah, you smoke shit, yeah, because you make ribs and brisket and crap.
I still haven't smoked a brisket yet. I will. Okay, this is kind of gross, but I still haven't cleaned out my smoker from the last time I used it, which was in like January. So it's a little gross.
I thought you weren't supposed to.
We're supposed to clean it? Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like I'm talking like all the juices and all the shit from the ribs were still in it, and have sat outside for 7 months.
I feel like that just adds to the next thing you smoke.
I just know when I took off the lid, it doesn't really smell anymore, but it's really fuzzy and green, and it's 10 times bigger than it was.
Probably get a new smoker, I would think, for that one.
It's ceramic. I'm sure I can clean it.
I still wouldn't. You would not believe how many dishes I throw out. Once they're green and moldy, they're done. They don't get clean.
No.
I don't care how clean they get, they're not clean.
I'm not that guy. I will clean it, I will disinfect it, and then I will smoke in it again.
Nope. No, it's not clean enough. I just know, and I will taste that mold for everything I eat for the next 10 years. I'll be like, it tastes like mold.
I don't care what it is, tastes like mold.
It won't taste like mold, but I will say it does. I'll be lying.
Unless you're not, maybe you can. I don't know.
Maybe I can. It's totally in my head. It's like my hypochondria, which doctors carelessly write off as some kind of mental disorder.
Fucking doctors, what do they know? I got Google.
Exactly. Screw those guys.
Google's the best. I love fucking doing this every once in a while. I'll look up and I like I stubbed my say I stubbed my toe and I got like a bruise on my foot. I said, "Oh, bruise on toe," and it says you're gonna die of 4 different types of cancer.
You're always gonna die.
It's amazing. The doom and gloom is so thick.
I have been on death's door many times, according to Google.
Oh, Christ.
The funny thing is, I will die of something very, very treatable because I don't go to doctors unless I absolutely am like bleeding.
See, I still say that I'm going to die from something ridiculous, something that just it's those things where it's like, yeah, that's what killed Gord. Yeah. That makes sense. That would be it.
Or I'm going to get something that no one on the planet's ever had, and it's going to be the first, and they're going to name it after me. They're going to be like, we got to call that the hunt. You're dying of the hunt. You got the hunt.
You got the hunt virus.
We've never seen this before. No one on earth has ever had this.
I always thought that I'm going to be the guy who's going to die from like a bolt that fell off of a fucking satellite.
That would suck.
That would be me. Just enough that just went right through the fucking head.
That would be cool. Like at least it would. I wouldn't want to die from like a car accident or something so pedestrian. Like it's got to be something cool.
Yeah.
With the life I've had, if I just go out normally, like, oh, he passed away in his sleep. Fuck you. Give me a good death at least.
For years I had actually planned my death because I always figured if I'm gonna go out, might as well go out with a bang. And my plan was to get a motorcycle. And this is how you know I want to die, because I don't ride motorcycles. I like them. I think they're cool little fucking machines, but I have a horrible center of gravity and I don't work well on them.
I've never ridden one.
I've fallen off 3 and I've only been on 3.
I've sat on one, but never while it was in motion.
No, I've fallen off of 3 of them in motion. So yeah, I just don't have the luck on them. So my plan was to call the local media and tell them that there's this big hubbub thing going on at a bridge. And so when all the media shows up and they're all on the bridge, I would fucking line up on my motorbike, going as fast as I can with it fully loaded with as much little bags and fucking canisters of gasoline and shit as I could get, and slam it into the wall at 250 miles an hour.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've told everybody many times, like if I'm committing suicide, I'm not going alone.
Some people are coming with me.
Yeah, a whole bunch of you are coming. So you
I just
better hope
figured
I stay happy. And then I still maintain my rules from, I've said this on the show before and I'll say them again. I do have 2 rules upon death. Number 1, I do want to be spread over Vancouver, the city I love. Number 2, I do not want to be cremated.
I can take care of that. I have just a knife.
I knew you could.
I will flay you well.
Speaking of which, just real quick, don't want to get too deep. We spread Chris's ashes on Kids Beach this weekend.
Oh, nice.
He got to finally get to where he always wanted to be, and he's there now, and that's phenomenal. It was a really great ceremony, celebration of life. It was me and about 21 crying girls who he was the love of their life. Like just ex-girlfriends, a parade of them, all crying. That guy was a salty dog, that kid.
Every one of them still had the itch.
He was just a kid. He was just in his 20s. It was very sad. It was nice how many people came out. And it was nice to see all these girls that could just like cry together and be, oh, Chris was so great. Not like he was mine.
Yeah.
And get all Jerry Springer. Played a lot of Ashes of Purgatory music. Had a good time. And new Ashes coming this year. An album for really real. So
that's very exciting.
Very cool. So Chris and Jay are saving me a seat, and I'll be there as soon as I fucking can, fellas.
With luck on the Malibu.
Not quite that soon. I got some shit to do first.
No, fuck.
I got to get this podcast off the ground before I go.
Yeah, this will be the thing. You'll be like fucking Mother Love Bone, sign the contract and boom.
No, I want to spend some of my money dying. I want to like Paul Walker it.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be. It's a fun way to go. I mean, he did die trapped in a car that was on fire, but
I would want to be killed on impact, not die in a burning vehicle. That would suck huge. Yeah. I don't want anything where I have time to think about how much it's going to suck. I don't want that.
No. Except for falling out of an airplane. If I fell out of an airplane, I would be okay with that. If I plummeted to my death, I'd be okay with that.
No, that's too much like, oh my God, this is about to really hurt. This is really going to hurt. Oh my God, this sucks. And it probably does hurt. You don't know. You can't ask afterwards, but I'm sure it hurts.
I don't think it would, at least not the way, because if I'm falling out of an airplane and I'm going to land, I'm diving headfirst, my arms behind me. There's no pain.
Of course.
I'm not going to be that fucking idiot that tries to splay his body out and bounce along and ricochet and shatter everything in his system and rupture and bleed to death internally. No, I'm going head first and I'm just creating a giant crater and a splat.
But you don't know there's no pain. They've never been able to say because they die right afterwards, but it might really suck for
like a split second.
It could really suck. It's those things you don't know. There's things in life we just don't know.
That's true.
I may be the world's greatest brain surgeon. We'll never know because I'm never going to be allowed to do that. No one's going to let me try and see if I'm the best.
Not legally, anyway.
But I could be. We'll never know. And what happens when you die? We don't know. I think I'm starting to believe in God, and I think he was someone I picked on in high school, clearly. Because he is paying me back and then some.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had a few discussions with and about him. Never said shit back to me. I'll tell you that much, though.
Well,
Beg and ask, but no.
speaking of which, if you got questions about God, there's a book on Amazon you can buy that's all about him, and it's called "The Only Bad Thing That Ever Happened at the Bourbon Hotel." And nobody buys it anymore, but it'd be cool if you did.
I got my copy.
That's all. Yeah, I've been locked out of my account, so I don't know how many have sold.
Oh shit.
I have no idea what email and password I used to open that account. I've got 47 Google accounts. It's not easy to narrow down.
Yeah, I'd say you got to put that shit on a cell phone, but you kind of go through them too.
I do. I do go through them a lot. I've got my 47 Google accounts all, like I've got them all and their passwords and stuff. I just got to figure out which one's for which. We've had some good ones over the years, kids. If you don't know, go back and listen to the past episodes. Tim Cook has genital warts at gmail.com was a good one.
Great one.
Which I forgot, but I was just recently listening to an episode that I actually opened that account with all of Tim Cook's information. So that was his Gmail account. I put his birth date and his address and stuff. So it was
That's so good.
and then there was famously I could prove Tim Cook has genital warts at gmail.com.
Wasn't there an apology one to Tim Cook too?
There was Tim Cook's probably a nice guy at gmail.com. That was after I found out that we had been put back on Apple.
And I still didn't agree with that one.
I don't know that we're still on Apple.
Probably
we are. We're doing good. We're all over the place. We're not where we always have been because I haven't been posting us on Anchor.fm. So I'm sorry if you're someone who listens to us on something from Anchor.fm. I'll get right back on keeping up with that. But we switched hosts and I lost a Gord, and it's been a trial to get this all together again or something. Yeah, it's been hard.
Yes.
So now it's not so hard. I got some more time to devote to it, and I'm working maybe better schedule now. I don't know. And I don't know what's happening in the world. That's why me and Gord just pissed away this hour talking about us, because I don't care what's going on in the world. I don't know. It's all COVIDed up here again, and that's fucked. It's just, why are we doing that? And there's no travel restrictions in or out of the city, so the masks in the city are pretty fucking pointless. Plus, they're making fully vaccinated people wear masks, which then why get vaccinated? That's stupid.
Speaking of, by the way, so as you might have heard, there is an uptick in the U.S. for COVID positive cases.
Sure.
No, here's the interesting stat that's come out of that one. 76% of those that have tested positive are all double vaccinated.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
76%. So just so you know, all you people freaking out saying it's the anti-fucking vaxxers and people are against the vaccination that didn't get vaccinated that are causing the problem. No, they're not.
No, I didn't think it was. That's not, see, I didn't think it was from day one. I said this on an episode to you once before. Like, if I don't get the flu shot, I'm not the reason the flu mutated that year. No. That's not how that works. And it's the same thing with COVID. I don't have it. I didn't give it to you. I'm not changing it. I'm not creating a variant. Just, oh God, you guys just fucking figure it out. If it's a vaccine that doesn't protect you or anyone else.
It just lessens the symptoms. That's all it does. It lessens the symptoms. That's it.
Well, that's good considering it doesn't kill anybody.
Nope.
3 people, 3 confirmed deaths in Kelowna. The whole time, 3 confirmed COVID deaths.
Yeah.
110,000 people on lockdown.
3 though, out of those 3 confirmed deaths, there's one specific type of wording that that I noticed has been put out. There's death by COVID, which you will almost never see, and there is death with COVID.
Right.
And the difference between the two, just so everybody is crystal clear, if you are death with COVID, that means that you died of something, but you just happened to test positive for COVID at the time of your death.
Yeah, probably after your death.
Yeah.
But no, there's 3 deaths by COVID in the city of, well, the region, the Okanagan Health District, the Interior Health area. There's
Yeah.
3 confirmed death by COVID. I don't know how many of the other bullshit ones. I don't care.
None of it matters.
Death by goody goo goo. Who cares? I don't know. I don't care.
Goony goo goo. Aunt Bunny.
And Bunny coming over dinner.
Just so you know, by the way, I was just as you were talking about like with the podcast and everything else, I was looking up on our latest Chartable.
Yes, I haven't looked recently.
Well, when I click on the link, it comes up and all it says is forbidden.
Okay. So they've finally put it behind the paywall. They said they were going to. I thought it was the end of this month, but perhaps it was the end of July. They said it was no longer going to be free.
Yeah.
Probably because from what I hear, Spotify just bought them.
No. Yeah,
they bought something else too. Spotify is buying up all the podcasting shit, but we do have the opportunity to get it for 50% off. I don't know what the cost of it is, but we could get it at half of that, so it might be worth it. I will look into it and get back to you. They're the only credible stats that I've been able to find. Although I can check the stats that they check, I can check those independently. Like they only check Spotify. I don't
Apple.
remember now. Yeah, but I can't. Our Apple stats aren't linked to Chartable because that costs money.
Oh.
So when we get that Chartable number, it does not include Apple. Because it's like $28 to register to get Apple statistics. And I'm like, fuck them. I'm not paying. Like, that's the only one in the planet that makes you pay.
Yeah,
nobody else does that.
Not worth it. Fuck that.
It's like, I believe it's a lifetime thing. Like you just pay once and you're good for life, but fuck it. No, it's $30. Fuck you. Everywhere else is free.
And
30
I don't think sure. 30 cents. I'd be okay with that.
I don't think anybody listens to us on Apple anyway. Actually, I can tell you right now how many people listen on Apple. We have those stats. And you know what? Those stats are free.
Which is all you need to know anyway. So
it's the same with the app that I'm never going to finish for us because it keeps getting rejected. The Google Play Store is $28 to put your app up or something like that, somewhere in there in the $20 range. And the Apple App Store, it's fucking $120. So guess who's never having an iTunes fucking app? Eric Gord.
I'll tell you one thing. Fuck Apple. I've been saying it since the beginning. I will say it till the day I die. Fuck Apple.
I've said it with you too. I thought we needed them to play the game, but we seem to be okay now. Of the most recent about 700, 800 downloads, 157 were iTunes, 487 are Android apps.
There you go.
So 17% of our listeners are listening on Apple.
You guys who are listening to us on Apple, you change.
You're fine.
Go to
something else, but I'm cool. Like if you want, cool, whatever. 62% of our audience is in India. Namaste. You guys are good.
62% of our listeners are in fucking India?
India.
Wow.
You know how many are in Canada? 7%. What's going on, Canada?
Canadians hate us. That's great.
It's such a pro-Canada show, and nobody here gives a shit about us. Screw you guys. 23.6% in the U.S. not listening on Apple. So I love you guys. You're great. Cool. Don't listen on Apple. They suck. They're going to disappear. Spotify's going to buy them up, and Apple's just not going to care enough to stick around.
No.
That's what I think. Spotify's going to take over podcasting, and Apple's going to go. It's the app. iTunes is the MySpace of podcasting.
Yes.
Or the Napster, or the so many other old, outdated things.
Whichever else I can name that's really out and old dated.
Like me, I'm out and old dated. I got told that in a job interview today.
You got told that you're old and outdated?
Pretty much. Just told, like, you're probably going to be older than everybody here. Nah. Thanks for pointing that out, Junior.
And you, sir, are a dick.
Appreciate that. That's always lovely to hear. That's almost as good as, would you like to sit down, sir? Fuck you. I hate that kid on the bus. I'm still ranting about him. It's almost been a year. Because the kid offered me a seat on the bus. Would you like my seat, sir? No.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you.
I am not old enough for that shit.
I might walk like I'm decrepit and old, but I'm really not.
Where do you get off being so polite? Number one. And number two, fuck you. I'm not old.
Eric, I have
that
a random fact for you.
Give me a random fact that doesn't involve how old I am.
It does not involve, well, it
But
kind of might.
Here's the thing. I fell down the other day. Nobody laughed. Everyone's reaction was concern.
Oh, that's when you know you're old.
You've crossed a line.
That's it. Yeah. This is why I think the new Jackass film is not going to do well. Because they're like, oh my God, they're all in their 50s.
Yeah, people are going to feel sorry for them. Oh my God. Are you okay? The recovery time gets worse and worse. All right, kids. Random fact.
Random fact. Actually, random question. See if you know the answer to this.
I like it. I do.
It's a two-parter question.
Two-parter. I know part of it.
Number one, I need to know the name of the show. And number two, I need to know the character on the show.
Got it.
What was the first show and who was the character to drop an F-bomb for the first time on Canadian TV?
Oh, I knew it. I knew this. For the first time, was it not Caitlin on Degrassi?
It was not Caitlin.
There's one before Caitlin on Degrassi. I always thought it was her. I can't. I'm out of guesses.
It was Snake.
What?
Yep.
No.
According to a post. But yeah, apparently.
It was Caitlin when she kicks in the door and she's like, "You fuck Tessa Campanelli." She says it to Joey. I knew it was Degrassi. I got half right. I got to Google that shit. I'm sure it was Caitlin. Yeah, I could be. No. Maybe Caitlin said it after him. Maybe they both said it.
Yep. It's been 3 decades since Snake, but he will forever be known as the guy who was the first to use the F-bomb on Canadian television. It was Snake.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
The guy is here to buy my guitar, so I'm gonna have to just. I don't know. He's at the front door though. I told him to come to the back door. To the back door. Sorry, guys. This is terrible. I was hoping we would be done before he got here. Can you hang out for a minute, or do you want to call?
It depends how long you're gonna be. I could wait like 5 minutes, but
Yeah, I won't even be 5.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
All right, Gord's going to tell you all about Degrassi School's Out, the amazing season series finale of Degrassi, where they said fuck a lot.
That is true. For those that don't know, that was actually filmed in 1992. It was actually considered a film. Yeah, and very, very classic. Anybody that doesn't know, so that original series, Degrassi, which I mean, you guys listen to the show, you fucking know this shit. Eric and I are huge fans. Love the show. Grew up watching it. It was amazing. I used to look like Wheels, which is kind of weird. But they dealt with shit that nobody else was dealing with, that everybody else tried to do. Like sitcoms would do little tidbits of little things of like racism or death or something like that, but it was always just that little bit shy of being fucking like real. Degrassi hit it hard, and they were awesome. It was a great show, and if you want something to binge watch, nothing says I am fucking Canadian more than watching Degrassi High, because it was amazing. So fucking great show. So yeah, awesome. I fucking hate having to fill in and yammer on because I never know what to say, which is really weird because I'm a fucking guy who never shuts up. So to have a chance to yammer on about anything, it just makes me feel weird. Yeah. I sharpen things. Fuck, I hate doing this. But yeah. So yeah, Degrassi. Look it up. So there you go. So I'm blown away with this. I had no idea. Yeah, first time to say fuck. That's incredible. First time you ever heard the word fuck on Canadian television. It's amazing. Who would have ever thought? And just so you know, the in the schools out in the film, it drew 2.3 million viewers, which is in Canada massive. That is like 10% of our entire population. At that time, it was probably more like 30% of our entire population. So it was a huge deal. Very, very, very big deal. Yeah. Pretty crazy. So yeah, interesting fucking thing. Usually at this point I actually like to go quiet and listen to Eric's conversation, but I don't think we're really gonna hear much, and it's a fucking car, who cares? So random bit of nothingness for you guys there. Yeah. So since I'm waiting, public service announcement, people, learn how to fucking drive again. I am blown away by the absolute utter stupidity of people and their fucking I don't even know what to call it. Absolute ignorance of just no obeying of any laws whatsoever, and just driving all over the place. Just driving like you've never. It's like everybody's been sitting at home watching fucking Mario Kart, and then now they're GT fucking A, and then now all of a sudden now they're gonna be like, oh, well, I'm gonna do the same thing on the fucking highway. You're fucking retarded, and you're fucking everybody else's life up. So just fucking stop.
The only thing that you
So
can do is
learn how to fucking drive. Oh my fucking god, it drives me batty, like up the fucking wall. Like you have no idea. Like I want to bang my fucking head against a fucking mace. I'm so fucking frustrated with you people.
Oh, wrong headphones. And then she said, like, you fuck this Capdelli. I was like, yeah. Are we still on that? I don't know where we are. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. I do very, very much apologize. I thought we would be done before this guy came, but
you can go back and enjoy my fucking talk.
I will. I definitely will. I always do when these little interruptions. It's been a long time since I've interrupted us like that. But gentlemen, I had to sell a guitar to pay for the car that I bought today. And this guy has never played an electric guitar before. He's like my age. He's just starting. Says he's never played an electric. I was like, what? That's so cool.
That is awesome.
That he's gonna have it. Could you imagine if you picking up an electric guitar for the first time again? Like, what an exciting day!
Yeah, I still remember when I forgot my very first one, Series A.
Me too. I remember my first one, and I threw it in the closet and said, "I'm never touching that thing again." About 7,000 times.
I still own it. I still own my very first guitar.
I still, after all these years and all this music, every once in a while, I still throw it in the closet and say, I'm never touching this fucking thing again.
I never utter those words. I just get sad when I play stuff. I'm like, I used to be able to play this very well. And then I just put it down and don't touch it for another fucking 4 months.
Yeah. That's the worst when you can't play something you used to, or now
I used to be so good, and it just I remember being younger when I was getting really good at playing guitar. I remember at the time saying, when I'm fucking in my 40s, I'm gonna be so fucking amazing. I'm gonna be able to play every style of music. I'm gonna be able to play anything, and I can barely even play Smoke on the fucking Water anymore.
See, I very famously didn't want to play cover songs. I was like, why? I don't want to paint someone else's picture. Why would I want to play their fucking song? So now later in life, I'm just trying to learn cover songs because I can't play any of them. I never bothered to learn. Just because it's the same reason I never bothered to paint the Mona Lisa. Why would I? It's not mine. Somebody else did it. Let them do it. By the way, this weekend I want to say Boston, but I could be wrong about that. Guns N' Roses played a brand new song. They debuted a brand new song.
Oh, interesting.
Called Absurd. I think it was Boston over the weekend, and people say that if you're a fan of Guns N' Roses, you should not listen to this new song.
Oh, shit, dude. I have got a topic for you.
People are saying Axl's voice is just gone, so whatever. Go back to AC/DC then, fag.
You've got to see this shit. Hang on. There we go. I'm gonna use this one. Okay, so I'm gonna send you a picture. So for those that don't know, or for the most part, for the fact that nobody cares, Limp Bizkit.
Oh, I saw the picture of him.
Okay, so you have seen it. Okay, so he has a new look.
Yeah.
And it's epic. I'll give him full credit. It does. You never recognize him in a million years. They played a gig the other day. It was like not even a week ago. They played a show, and Wes Borland, the guitar player, still sounds fucking phenomenal.
That was my question. Is it still them? Like,
it's them, except for I don't think it's the original drummer.
Who gives a crap?
But I really liked him as a drummer. I thought he was a great drummer. He did a phenomenal fucking. I liked his drumming. But
back in the day when I used to come up with names for bands because I didn't like their names, they were always Lame Buzzcut.
Simple yet to the point.
Well, Limp Bizkit, they were Lame Buzzcut. The best was Savage Garden, who was Savage Hard On, which is always fun.
Nice.
There you go. Anyway, yeah, his look the mustache is just stupid. Let's just be honest. He's obviously just trying to get attention because no one gives a crap who Fred Durst is now.
Not only that, but I mean, it's clearly also a wig that he's wearing. Like that's.
I always called him Frank Durst because I just know that would drive him nuts if I met him. I'd be like, "Hey, you're Frank Durst." He'd be like, "It's Fred Durst." And whatever.
You're Frank Dirk.
Yeah. You're that guy that didn't sleep with Christina Aguilera but said he did and then got called out on it, and then Eminem kicked your ass.
So they played a concert, and I mean I was listening to it. I mean, again, musically they sound phenomenal. I'm even gonna give fucking credit to fucking Durst. He still sounds like him. His vocals haven't changed.
That's not a good thing.
I'm not saying good or bad either way. At least it's not like fucking Vince Neil, who can't sing at all anymore.
Yeah.
But so it still sounded like Limp Bizkit. It still sounded good. So the whole point of this thing to bring out was really humorous because there was this, saying, "Oh, Limp Bizkit revealed a new track from an album that they've been working on," and so I started looking into this album. They've been working on it for over 10 years. And Fred Durst refuses to release it because he just he's like Axl Rose all of a sudden. He's just like, no, we're going to change this. No, it's not. No, I don't like the final edit. No, we're going to change it. And I don't like this. And he just constantly just keeps fucking with the album, which means by the time it comes out, it's going to suck balls.
Zach De La Rocha did the same thing with his album, which I don't know if it ever came out. The Rage Against the Machine guy.
No, it has not.
I don't know why they do that. Like, I get Axl, he's a freak and super perfectionist, and he's all into synthesizers and everything. But come on, people just want your shit. They don't care. Like, all that production, that 10 years of production that goes into it, nobody hears it. Nobody gives a shit. They're listening on shitty earbuds, and they don't give a fuck. They're just happy you're back. So fucking just put out the music.
I'm just trying to see. I want to see about, because I remember hearing about that he did that with the album that he's just been working on forever.
You're Frank Durst. Who, like, what could you possibly be working on? It's fucking what do they call that? I don't even know that. Rap, rock, early 2000s crap.
Well, technically, I don't know if they were. I mean, they got limped into the new metal genre, which
they did, but there was that. So did like Alien Ant Farm and shit at the time. Like there wasn't a lot to put in that group, so they just put a bunch of shit in it.
Yeah, like Korn made sense as new metal. That made sense. That was a bit of a different style and everything else and all that stuff.
I don't think Incubus belonged.
No.
Myself, didn't I?
Yeah.
Incubus, Limp Bizkit, they didn't really, you got Korn, Disturbed, I'll give you Papa Roach. I'll give you Deftones ish. I'd say the Deftones is more like emo, but not
I was
no.
never a fan of them. Never
I know.
a fan.
I know you don't like the singer.
No. He
I
just
like
seems
them
so whiny.
because
Fuck.
I like them because every album they get better and better. They were a shit band when they started, but you can tell they practice a lot and they just got better and better and tighter, and they were really, really good. So you can if you're that kind of music, you're either Korn or Slipknot or Disturbed. You're not fucking Frank Durst and it's rolling. I'm like a chainsaw. I'm like a chainsaw.
What?
I'll rip your ass raw. What does he say? I don't even remember the line.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just nailed it. I'm pretty sure that's right.
I'm like a chainsaw.
What?
When he's like, give me something to break. I just might break your fucking. No, you're not. You're Fred Durst. Shut up.
Go tattoo somebody, bitch. Shut up.
Give your bodyguard something to break, or fucking. You're not breaking. I just might break your fucking face. Like it's such a cool lead up, except for that chainsaw. I'll fucking lick your ass raw, whatever he says.
I've always wanted, like, I'll lick your ass raw. It's like, wait. You're gonna what? What?
Yeah, and then doesn't he change it? Isn't it you'll be a nigger with a fat lip?
I believe that is what I think that's what was originally
It was
supposed to be
wasn't
put,
it?
but I don't think that's actually
No, I just heard it very recently, and he's like, "You'll leave here with a fat lip or something. You'll be leaving here with a fat lip or something." I'm like, "You said nigger back in the day, you puss." I know you did. Now you're just pussing out again. Fred Dursting it up there, pussy. Like if you're gonna drop an N-bomb, you can't go and you change it for the radio version. I understand everyone has to change their radio versions, but don't turn around and puss out. Change it.
I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. I'll skin your ass raw.
I'll skin your ass raw.
There it is.
Oh, I pack a chainsaw. I thought it was I'm like a chainsaw.
No, I pack a chainsaw.
I pack a chainsaw.
What?
I'll lick your ass raw.
I'm just trying to find what was the line leading up to the N-word one?
It's the chorus. The get out of my face or whatever. I don't remember how it goes. And then it's like, oh fuck, I don't remember how it goes now.
Okay, so you better watch back some fucking program, and then you're stuck up. You just fucked up. Next in line to get fucked up.
Oh, it's something about you talking shit.
He says bullshit. I think you better quit. Let the shit slip, or you'll leave with a fat lip.
Yeah, or you'll leave with a fat lip.
Yeah, or you'll be leaving with a fat flip.
It used to be, or you'll be the nigger with a fat lip. I swear. I'm sure it was. That's the thing. You're just talking shit. You better stop be a nigger with a fat lip.
That'd be crazy if that is actually what he said. That'd be fucking funny.
I'm sure he did, and then he changed it because he's a fag. He'll lick your ass raw. I'm at the Pride Day. I'm like a chainsaw. Shut up. That's not even cool. And his voice gets all high when he does that high shit, and then he tries to turn around and be tough. It's like, no, you can't be both.
Somebody did a thing where they isolated his vocal tracks from one of their most popular songs. It wasn't Nookie. Doesn't matter what fucking. It really doesn't matter what fucking song it was, but he sings and does his sort of rap thing and yells, and it's like Fred Durst can actually sing. I'm like, okay, he doesn't necessarily sing as much as he deaf-toned it by kind of whining through it.
Yeah,
why?
that's every Limp Bizkit song that I've ever heard. Is that?
It's like stop it. Just stop it.
Just if you're good, like you're good at being that guy. You're good at being Fred Durst. Just be Fred Durst. Don't try to be the Fred Durst who sings. You can't.
No.
You're not that guy. You're not like the Disturbed dude when he came out and did Sound of Silence.
Oh, fuck you. That version is that's the best version I've ever heard in my life.
You're like, holy fuck, what the fuck is this guy? Who's this? Where did he come from?
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. But
where's that? What happened to that?
if you're not him, don't. If you're just like, I bite your fucking bite, then just be that.
Yeah.
You don't
own it.
Don't own it. Be fucking what's his name with the clock? The hype man.
Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav. Been Flavor Flav for 400 years. Never going to change. That's what he does. But he's not, I'm Flavor Flav. I wrote an opera. You're never seeing that guy.
No. You know, I'm still brokenhearted when I actually found the song. Because I mean, at the time I didn't know.
That he's not really black?
No. The fact that whole time that Public Enemy was at like their peak, Flavor Flav was fucked up on fucking rock.
Oh yeah,
the entire time, and it makes perfect sense when you watch him and you listen to him. It makes all perfect sense, but like it's so fucked when you've got Chuck D doing Night of the Living Bassheads, all about the days of doing crack, and it's like literally he just wrote it for about Flav because he was so fucked up.
Flav was just blasting in the corner the whole time. That's a good song. What's that about?
Is that about dropping another dope rhyme? I can do it.
I can drop a dope rhyme, bully.
Now one's a joke, bitch.
Love that he still does it.
Yeah,
hasn't changed a bit. Is he? I don't know. Maybe I don't even know if he's alive anymore.
Yeah, he is still alive.
I don't get it.
Absolutely.
I don't get the people who are alive and the people who have been killed by drugs. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
Okay. Mick Jagger. We're going next week. We have either Jeffrey Davis or some news, or possibly both. Thanks, kids. Until next time, take care of each other.
Learn how to fucking drive again, you cock fuckers.
Thank you, Gord.
God.
Okay, end stream. Are you sure you want to end this stream?
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.